really, they're really amazing. They're large scale, a lot of them, and they're abstract, but they're representational. There's line, there's color, there's texture, but then there's landscape or images of his studio or Bucks County. So you could just stand in front of one of his paintings for a long time and enjoy it. So Derek is from London, where he received a BFA. He left his country after attending Yale Norfolk on a scholarship, and he ended up in New York City for 30 years. He's had multiple exhibitions, solo exhibitions, Katz and Brown, the Drawing Center, New York, Bucks County, New Hope. Couple things. He's also a sculptor. He makes these cast bronze sculptures that are beautiful, and a set designer, where he did set design in New York City and won awards. His work's been on PBS and also Public Library Lincoln Center. So he taught in Manhattan, and I'm going to turn it over to Derek now. I'm not going to go through everything because there's so much. So if we could.
Hey, Gary.
Yeah.
Helena, you joined a great tradition of artists working in hotel rooms. Many.
Can you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you throw Derek's? Yeah.
I think Giacometti said something about working in hotel rooms, didn't he? Anyway, these are big. So I don't go very far, although I'd like to travel. I paint here. I don't get out of the barn a whole lot. I come from oddly enough, a colour field background, but when I came here, I felt I wanted to get out of the city. I'd been into New York for a long time. I'd done a life of sort of performance art stuff. I wasn't really designing sets so much as collaborating with my wife at the time. We had a company together, and we worked together doing basically performance sculpture things. You can see those things at in the library. But anyway, coming back to painting, it was always there, and it never goes away. And if I'm not painting, I think I'm cranky. But it's a thing that possesses you, and doesn't it? I mean, we all know that. All you guys know that. And so I'm fortunate to be in a place where I can just let myself be possessed by it. This one's recently things have been moving bigger and smaller. I like the idea of condensing things, and I like the idea of blowing things up. I always fantasized about buying a flamethrower or something, but the neighbors would complain. I like the idea of how far one can take something by taking it apart, rebuilding it. No, deconstructing isn't right. And here I am with all this stuff, and I end up finding myself wanting to paint the tree of all things. In the end of the day, it's the apple on the table for me. I don't know why. Maybe because I don't believe that I have. I think what one expresses in painting is in the paint, and yet I paint figuratively. I always paint on site. I don't want to invent. I find in more and more that painting. Just switch to the next picture if you want. Can you do that? If you want. I keep finding it just travels. I want to keep traveling and not look back. I think my nature is as I'm getting older, is to feel that the wonderful thing of it, one of the wonderful aspects of painting, is to just let it unfold. Let it. I come back, although again there's a contradiction because I work on them for sometimes 3 or 4 years. Go to the next one if you can.
Sure.
And because I know I don't want to take up too much time. Is there another one after that? It's the same one. Is there another? It's all right if there's only a couple. Oh, there's another. Yeah, so this is a very big one. There was this one for been going on for about 6 or 7 years. And they shrink and expand a lot. I don't have a size. I add new canvases or panels. This is one of the panels. It's about 8 feet high now. They also change color a lot. I use a lot of pigment and stuff that changes the look of things. The area on the right is actually a lot more brighter from a different angle. And structurally, they change and move around. And this figure emerged in this one, sort of strangely enough. It was a view of the barn at night, and this figure just came out of nowhere. And I said, "I've had enough of that. There's a figure there now. That's as good as you can get." So I leave it, and I don't know about my paintings until a long time afterwards. I don't know quite what to think. I don't like to look at them. I'd rather get on with the next one and come back to it after something else informs me from somewhere else, you know, from keeping working. Maybe the next one. Yeah, and sometimes I just want to work small and concentrate on a old stone wall or a corner. There's a lot of loss in these. I find I get preoccupied by my own melancholy a bit, and I get a bit, I suppose, sentimental. Do I care? Do I give a shit? I don't really. If they are, so be it. But I get preoccupied and absorbed by the idea of relating these things and finding something in the paint. I don't know. And the next one, if it's possible. Yeah, this is another. So, you know, just it's pretty simple. I think I spent a long time working in performance with people on a more conceptual angle, and here's very much about the directness of just responding to a thing or a place or a moment. It should unfold, and I think there's that. Is there any more of these?
There's one more.
Picture tells 1,000 stories, doesn't it? So all of these are around the 6 to 8 feet range, and about 4 or 5 feet high, something around that. Except for one, there was a small square one. Yeah, I threw that in. But I don't always work big. I like to work small as well. Yeah, you know, that's what I do. I can rally on, but I don't know. I get lost in the can't even remember anymore. It just unfolds. The act of painting is preoccupying me. It just does that.
It's beautiful work.